All right, Black Goose TV family. So you already know I just got done doing a reaction to Ugas hitting the mix. It was part of the particular boxing open workout for the particular fight coming up between Errol Spence and Ugas. So I was like, it's only right that we take a look at both. Like I said before in that last video, if you want to compare, contrast, that's on you. What I'm doing right here is just I want to see how they look in type of shape, and also kind of shine light on the different stylistic approach when it comes to their training methods and just how they fight. Period. You know what I'm saying? Because I haven't watched this whole video. I kind of started watching it, and you could tell significantly the difference between how they stylistically approach a fight between Ugas and Spence. Right? This ain't no new news, right? I'm not saying nothing that y'all can't see for yourself. But at the end of the day, there's a reason why this joint is called a reaction video. And the reason y'all watching it is because you guys want to give your opinion on how I'm reacting, or you want to give your opinion on a particular video. And what I want to do is let you guys have insight basically on how I personally see the difference in styles and also how it may be beneficial for one or the other. Okay. The Ugas fight, I think he has the best jab in the game. He's patient, has some of the best defense in the game. The footwork is on point, and he's always fundamentally correct, positionally sound, never off balance, always in the right area and space when it comes to who his opponent is, to be able to get hit and return. That's very important when it comes to boxing. That's a very high level boxing. That's very high level of IQ, and that's being very high level fundamentally. Spence, little bit different, and we're going to talk about it. So let's go ahead and get into this video so I can start pointing out certain things so you guys can see exactly what I'm saying. Check it out. So right away, you can see a very big difference in how, now, obviously, this isn't the full workout. This is just a segment. It's 2 minutes, okay? But you can see there's more of a reaction-based muscle memory type training when it comes to the mitts, when it comes to Earl, which also translates into his style where his combination punches, and when he's able to get someone on the inside, it's just a flurry of combinations and really just putting so much pressure on his opponent, they just tend to break. And you can see that through the way he's working mitts with his coach. All right, this is obviously nothing new. This ain't nothing that's out of nowhere. This has been known. Let me turn on the so I don't get copyrighted. But you guys can see there's a big difference between how Spence hits mitts and how Ugas hits mitts. Ugas and his team and his trainer, they're like I said, a Cuban style of boxing that's very fundamentally sound. So everything they're doing is something that is planned out, is for a reason. Hey, we're making this adjustment. We're focusing on this combination because we see this in your opponent, and we want to make sure every time you do it, it's perfect. There's nothing that we can see. There's like, okay, you kind of dropped your hand, etc., etc. That's how they approach when it comes to Ugas. When it comes to Spence, obviously, I'm not saying he's not fundamentally sound. Spence's fundamentals on a whole nother level. Very good footwork, very good defense. But you can see his training is catered to his volume style of fighting. Beautiful work from Spence. He looks fast. And that's one thing about Ugas. Ugas is one of those guys where he always looks slower than his opponents. Just think about him versus Manny. Ugas does not look fast at all, but it's because he's so precise. And a lot of times, like you said, heard from Floyd, you heard from Conor McGregor, precision beats speed all the time. But you can see the difference in mitt work and training. It suits to the stylistic approach of each fighter, right? This is going to be Spence's game plan, right? Putting the pressure on Ugas, trying to keep Ugas on the back foot. When he's close enough, he's going to let go of a combination of punches, staying out of range to get countered, but being in just enough range to counter back. That's Spence's game. And then when he is in range to counter back, he's hoping that counter is going to be able to throw Ugas off for him to get a little bit closer, and he's going to start being able to let go of that volume punches on the inside. You know what I'm saying? And use that inside work and hopefully get to the body. My only thing I'm going to be interested to see how Spence deals with it is going to be the jab of Ugas. Spence has never fought anyone with the jab as good as Ugas. One person that you could say might be close to that particular same, beautiful jab perspective, I would say maybe Kell Brook. Even though Kell Brook, in my opinion, his jab isn't on the same level of Ugas. Ugas has a Cuban fundamentally sound trained jab. So it might look slow in training. It might look slow when you see it getting work. But when you right in front of it, you like, God damn, this thing hit perfect. It hit right on point every time. So I'm gonna be interested to see if Errol Spence is going to be able to negate the jab of Ugas and capitalize off of maybe countering off of it, or possibly, be able to use him being a southpaw to his advantage. Because that's what gave Manny a lot of problems was the jab. That's what gave Sean Porter a lot of problems was Ugas' jab. Now, the one big difference between Sean Porter and Manny Pacquiao and Errol is they're both shorter fighters. So we're talking about two shorter fighters that have to either get on the inside, or they're going to have to, in a sense, raise up to be able to get to Ugas. So that actually benefits Ugas' amazing jab. Errol Spence, now, they're either the same size or he might be a little bit taller, bigger, whatever the case may be. So that means he's going to be able to fight at a different range than Pacquiao and Porter. He doesn't necessarily have to get to the inside to do his best work. So which means he won't have to necessarily find a way to get around the jab. He can actually do some good work from the outside, or maybe hit him with a good counter, throw Ugas off, and then off of that, make his way into the inside. You know what I'm saying? So there is different options for Spence to use simply because of his athletic ability and size that Porter and Pacquiao could not use, just because they were just shorter fighters and they fought really, really low to the ground. A guy like Ugas with the jab that he has, if you fight really low to the ground, he's going to be able to capitalize. Spence doesn't really fight low to the ground, as you can see, and he's a bigger boy. Simple as that. And his angles are very calculated. Porter's angles aren't as calculated, neither is Pacquiao's. And I know you guys like, that's disrespectful. No, the angles created from Porter and Pacquiao, you can actually say in the same sense, they're used for them to get off a certain amount of combination punches on the inside. The angles from Spence that he uses, they're just to negate the counter punching from his opponent. So he can now hit, not get hit, and now be in a position to return. That's just my opinion, okay? You guys can say I'm wrong all you want. But I'm watching this thing back through. I won't watch it too long. I'm gonna leave it at that. The only reason I'm allowed to go back through because I think there was a little skippage in the middle of this video. So y'all bear with me if that was the case. I'm sorry. I don't know why it happened, but I ran it through a little bit again. So let me know what you guys think about my analysis of this. Let me know how you guys feel about the comparison between him and Ugas. Do you think I'm on point? You think I'm all the way off point? I want to know you guys' opinion as always, man. Drop it below in the comment section. Like the motherfucking video. Subscribe to the channel. We out here making all the content in the world. And in my opinion, the best boxing content. No one's doing it like this. So keep supporting Black Goose family. We're going to keep growing, and we're going to keep showing love as always. Stay solid, stay blessed. And as always, get out the way of the man.